Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's 7 a.m. here in Iceland. It's pitch black outside. The sun's gonna rise in 4 hours and it's also gonna stick only for 4 hours, which is very wild. We landed here yesterday and the first thing we saw from the airplane was the volcano eruption. It was so stunning. Actually, you can see that also from the place we are staying at. It's a guest house near the airport. And we are staying here because our camper and rental place was closed yesterday by the time we landed. So the first thing we're gonna do today is to go back to the airport and pick up our van. It's first time that I'm spending the whole holiday in a camper van, and I'm very happy and curious to see how it feels. And I'm very excited to see how I'm gonna capture this beautiful place. Of course, I'm going to take you with me and share it all with you, so grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into this Icelandic adventure together. One thing girls should definitely forget here is how their hair looks. It's so windy out there, and when I go outside I feel like a crazy witch woman. Yeah, it's very windy, so forget to look pretty, but everything else looks so beautiful around you. It's just feels like you're on a different planet. And you're so amazed by it that I think you don't even think about how you look. The weather is amazing. First, when we came here and I checked the weather app, it was saying that it would be all gray and cloudy during our stay here, but we've got lucky. Today there are no clouds actually in the sky. It's full sunshine. It's very low, but it's still shining and making us very, very happy. And this surreal landscape, snowy landscape in the sun is just, I don't know, mind-blowing really. I don't know why you wanna treat me this way. As you can see, it got very dark pretty soon. The plan is now to take a break here at the campsite, and after we are going to hunt for some aurora. So how strong aurora will be depends on KP index. This KP index describes the disturbance of the Earth's magnetic field caused by the solar wind. It means that the stronger the solar wind is, the greater are the chances to see aurora. This index ranges between 0 and 9. 0 is low activity and 9 stands for strong geomagnetic storm. Right now, the index for tonight is between 2 and 3, which means that aurora's not gonna be very strong and the activity will be low, which is a little sad, but we can't change that. So yeah, we are gonna ride like 10 to 20 minutes north from this place, because at campsite there are many lights around us, and we want to find a place which is darker than this to increase the chances of seeing northern lights. And yeah, let's see what we can find. I hope aurora won't be too, the activity won't be too low, and we can detect it with our eyes and take some nice photos. Let's pause the video for a second and let me tell you how I edited all the photos you see in this video with the help of Dehancer Film. So for people who don't know what Dehancer Film is, it's a film emulation software company that reached out to me and they wanted me to try one of their products. I went with their color grading plugin for Lightroom Classic, and as someone who absolutely loves film aesthetics, I'm obsessed with Dehancer Film. I'm using it for over a month now, and in compared to everything I've tried, from someone else's presets to making my own presets, I really have to say Dehancer Film changed my editings, and I really want to show you how it works. Let's go with this shot, for example. It's a raw image straight out of my Canon R6. When you open it in Dehancer, you get access here to over 60 film emulation profiles, which you can find here on the left side. It's super handy. But here's the thing, don't just choose a film emulation and call it a day. Dehancer recommends adjusting a few settings before opening the plugin. I do it, for example, in Lightroom Classic before going to Dehancer, and even after applying a film emulation of my choice, I don't stop there. I always tweak exposure, white balance, and those little details that make my edits feel more like me. From there, you can go even deeper, play around with grain size, or decide how and where halation and bloom should appear on your photo, or even if you want them to be on your photo. And at the end, that's how you take a digital image and give it that film vibe you're searching for. So if you're someone who is searching for that filmy and dreamy look without spending too much money on it, Dehancer can be a really great tool for that. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love film photography and appreciate it so much. I actually started photography with a film camera myself, but over the time it got so much more expensive than anything I thought, that I had to switch to my digital camera, the one I'm using now. So if it's the case with you too, Dehancer Film can be a really great tool to experiment with your digital photos and see how you like those film aesthetics. But there's a thing to keep in mind. It also depends on which laptop you have when using Dehancer, because I have a little older MacBook, and when I downloaded Dehancer, it made my laptop so much slower that I had to switch to a faster laptop of my friend to edit my photos. But in that laptop, everything was working perfectly. And one more thing to keep in mind is that the shortcuts you know from Lightroom doesn't really apply to the Enhancer, so it can make your editing process in total a little bit slower than what you're used to. But the results for me were totally worth it. So if you want to try that out too, there is a code called Nancho, like my name, and it will give you 10% off any Enhancer products. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Sad update over here. So we woke up in a town called Vik and we decided to drive to Diamond Beach. But snowstorm from yesterday had a little different plans for us. It's crazy how soon weather changes here. From super sunny at the beginning of our trip to super snowy and stormy at the end. The temperature in the morning though was okay. It was 3 degrees Celsius and it felt like roads were clear and okay to drive. But on our way to Diamond Beach, which is like 2.5 hours from Vik, it got really bad. The roads got icy, temperature went below zero, and it felt like we would need way more time to get there than 2.5 hours. And as you know, the sun's out here only for 4 hours, so we decided to go back to Vik because we fly tomorrow back to Berlin and see Black Sand Beach instead of Diamond Beach. I'm here walking up the hill and everything else is in the fog. You can't even see the church and the Black Sand Beach really good from here because the fog took over the landscape. But there's a huge mountain I'm looking at right now. It's so pretty. And there's also the sun trying to find its way through the clouds. We're back at the airport, going back to Berlin, and I have to say those 3 days in Iceland just were not enough. Even though we had only 4 hours of daylight, it felt so much more meaningful and beautiful than 8 hours of sunlight in Berlin. I've never felt actually so sad to leave a place and go back to Berlin. Iceland was just so mind-blowing and beautiful, really everything what I have expected and even more. I'm a little sad that we have not seen the Diamond Beach and we had to change the plans because of the weather, but overall I'm very, very grateful for everything I've witnessed and captured there. And I really hope you liked it too, all the photos and videos and you felt like you have been there with me. That was the plan for sure. So yeah, feel free to subscribe, to like and comment under this video. I'm always very curious to know what you think, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Also, quick shout out. The Hanser is hosting the Colorist Awards 2024. It's a global competition for color enthusiasts, and you can submit your works for free. Just make sure you use the Hanser and at least one film profile to color grade your films. Submissions are open until December 16, 2024, and I'll drop all the details in the description below.